Hi, Grace. Welcome to the meeting.
Hello.
Yep. How are you? How was the exam?
It was all right.
Okay. Was it
How are
too
you?
difficult or just right?
Um. Oh, hold on. What happened? Right in here. I found it difficult to start, but it got better on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um. What do you think? Is it a good practice or um? Were you able to apply the learnings that you got from class?
Yeah. I think as a practice, um, there definitely we definitely could have benefited from more practices like that. Where rather
Oh, I
just
see. I
than like
see.
a simple exercise,
Hmm.
realize that what you're doing is from raw data to presentation form kind of thing.
I see. I see. Yeah. Most of the time, that would be the end-to-end process. You'll be given by the company this data set, and you have to extract the insights from it and create this presentation that is, well, easy to understand for everyone, not only those that that are coming from a very technical background. So yeah, I think the most challenging part there is this deciding whether what you would do with the missing data set. And I intended that um, I I I decided to include more of the those missing observations to allow you to think, to allow you to strategize, maybe look into if there are patterns with those missingness. So yeah, hi everyone, Asiba, Anisa. I think Anisa, I just saw your chat. Um, the last session, the Saturday session was only for the exam. So I think yeah, you weren't able to um okay, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to say that the previous session was really intended to be just exam only. And it's a good thing because since last Thursday I was really sick. My asthma got triggered by the cough, and it was really terrible. I can't breathe. And it's a good thing that um we have assigned the Saturday as just for the exam. Let me see the chat box. Hello, my connectivity is very spotty. So, okay, I wasn't able to complete the exam this weekend due to some emergency. No, no worries. Please use the time during lab today or tomorrow, in completing that task because yeah, that's a requirement. That's a requirement. In getting the certification, it's also a good practice for you. An opportunity to apply your learning. So we have observed many studies have shown that uh, doing these practices increases the retention of information. So if you don't want to forget things easily, make sure that you allocate more time doing it in actual. So yep, and yeah, I think Jeff is also sick, so he'll be missing the session. So, yep, I think we can start. So for today, we'll formally start with Microsoft Excel, or rather, uh, SQL. Okay. And before that, let's do a quick recapitulation of our discussion the last time, just to refresh you. Let's see. Okay. So the last time, we've discussed about entity relationship diagrams. Do you have any questions with it? Was everything clear from that discussion? Okay, so I suppose that everything is clear. Hearing none. Um, share my screen. So yeah, I hope you can see it. So the last time we talked about this relational database. We've differentiated a database as compared to the traditional spreadsheet that we're using, and we have highlighted that the main advantage of database is its security. Okay, and we have discussed these different types of databases, and our focus for this program is only relational databases. Okay, and that's where SQL comes to play. In order for us to communicate to these relational databases, then we need to know how to write SQL queries. And we have seen this in action when we were discussing um, Power Query in Excel. So we have seen how we can utilize these IDs and relate it to other tables as well. So we'll be doing this again when we're discussing joins, when we try to join multiple tables together, either side by side or stacking them up. So so usually we have those keys, we have the primary and foreign keys that relate these different tables, and it's important to know the difference. Okay, and we have defined SQL, or others call it SQL, as a structured query language. So the main purpose of writing a SQL query is to communicate to the database. So you can do so many other things as well. You can lock a database with a SQL query. You can um, also, how do I say this? Manipulate. Okay, manipulate uh, tables in a database using a SQL query. But those are parts of um, advanced topics. So for us, our goal is to be able to um, do advanced modifications with the data set that we'll be pulling from a database. Like for example, you have an analytics question. How would you do that using a SQL query? So oftentimes, data analysts would be using multiple tools in answering analytics questions, like pulling the data set from the database first, and then doing some transformation, and then exporting it to Python IDEs or integrated development environment, and then do the analysis there. Even the visualizations or charts, dashboards, you most likely do that outside SQL. Okay, SQL is just for um, extracting and transforming your data set for a particular um, intention. So we have talked about this benefits and yep, entity relationship diagrams. So can anyone discuss to me? I'll be calling someone here. Nia, welcome to the meeting. Can I ask you some questions about entity relationship diagrams, just to refresh our memory about it? Nia.
Hi, sorry, was that discussed in the last class? Because I believe I wasn't here.
Okay, okay. Uh, okay. Yeah. I can totally recall, but yeah. Any brave soul out there who wants to um to how did I say that? To yeah, my brain is still loading. Okay, so the question is this: what are the types of relationships that we have in ERDs? Grace, do you mind enumerating and explaining each for the group?
There's one to one, right?
Okay,
One to many,
okay,
and many to many. Was it many to many? Like students and
yeah,
courses was many to many.
yep. There's so many too many relationship in ERDs.
Sorry, I don't have it in front of. I don't have anything in front of me, so that's from my memory with the practice with John.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one to many to many, many to one. those types of relationship, we actually have ballistic. And again, it's not it's not really a requirement that you memorize them. What's important is you know the concept behind this names of this relationship. So you just ask yourself how many instances from the other table would be related to this a particular instance from the other table. So in that way, you can identify easily even without knowing the term for it, can easily understand how this different instances, how these different records are related with each other in different tables. Again, it's not a requirement. I'm not promoting. I've never promoted memorization in class. So let us just jump to that. So we have this different cardinalities or different types of relationships in ERDs. So it's again two-way. Think it could be thought of as many, like one to many or many to one. So it's a two-way thing. You can explain it through that. But yeah, think of again the instances in which one one record is associated to like how many instances in another table. So that's how you remember.
Jeff,
Um,
can you
those
go
types.
over, please? I was better able to understand cardinality and the use of
Mhm.
the arrows and such, but there was something about John's explanation of, is it product key and foreign key,
Oh, sure.
that it was like a little bit more understanding, but also it just convoluted what I already knew.
Mhm.
Can you just kind of go over that again, please, from
With the
scratch?
keys.
Like the keys, yeah. What,
Mhm.
like primary key? I kind of thought was like the shared column, right? And then, so what becomes a foreign key?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't really
Okay.
know.
So. Okay. Let me think. You might be confusing that a primary key is something that. Hmm, can you say to me where the confusion is coming, Grace, about this the idea of this primary key and foreign keys?
Um, I think I get the concept of primary key with two different data sets,
Hmm.
but
Two different data
then
sets. Okay.
what is the need for a foreign key
Yeah, most of the time, actually, we cannot say that they are different data sets, but they are associated data
or
sets. So,
associated? Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah. So imagine you have a table A and a table B. Those information from table A, from table B, you can think of the table A as the main table. Okay, the main table in terms of hierarchy as like has the groupings. Okay, the groupings you can think of like in this case a company. Okay, so group A has this list of companies, and you have another table B that identifies this different products that they are manufacturing, and you can think of another table C that identifies the different shops that they are supplying their products with. So all of those are in some way related with each other. So there should be a way for you to see, okay, what are these products from table B that are manufactured by the specific companies from table A. So in that sense, you'd be needing to find a commonality between these two tables, and that is through these keys. But again, by their own, they have their own keys. They have their own way of identifying themselves. So that is the primary key. Like for table A, there's an ID for each of the company. Okay, so that ID would be a specific column that identifies. Okay, you have like 10,000 companies in there. So there should be a way to like identify each by just a combination of letters and numbers. Okay, so in itself, that column is a way for identifying which companies are which are which. Okay, because oftentimes there are companies that have the same name. So that primary key is an identifier in that table itself in which is which. So, for example, let's move away from companies and imagine it as like a in a database for employees. There could be like five different Johns in there, and in order for you to identify which John is John, which is the John that you're trying to look for, um, you need to look for the specific ID. Does it make sense, Grace? On the idea of a primary key, the primary key is an identifier in the table itself, because oftentimes there are like
Right,
multiple
right.
uh, observation having the same name. So we use that as a code, okay? And that code, if you look into another table like table B, it's now a way for you to identify, okay, which among these different products are associated to that company. So for example, you have two Johns in your table A, and John A and John B has this primary keys, 1A and 1B. Now, if you look to the other table, that 1A could appear multiple times because there's a possibility that John A, identified by 1A, can um, can produce more product lines, different products, right? So that becomes in that key a foreign key, but in itself, table B has its own primary key. For what purpose? For example, a product has the same name like headphones. You would see that okay, there are 10 headphones in there. Now, how do we identify if this headphone is of this type? For example, headphone color white. So that would have another primary key in that table. So again, remember this: primary key is an identifier in that same table. Okay, it's an identifier of itself. Now, when you use it as an identifier for other table, it becomes a foreign key. Does it make sense, Grace? Did I eliminate the confusion, or it made worse?
No, that really helps. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I hope it clarifies the thing. Remember, primary key, that's for the table to identify, to distinguish the records in that table. The foreign key is to identify which records from the other table are associated with a particular observation in your other table. Okay, let me think of. mm, yeah, maybe I can use Obsidian
What?
for that.
Okay. So for this, what you have on the slideshow, primary
Mm,
key, um, the third record is invalid because the value of IDPDT 00002 is already used.
yes.
So from the screenshot alone of uniquely identifying a record, the name becomes a primary key, negating ID as the primary key, right?
Not really, because in actual setup, well, in this particular example, you can say that. However, in
Okay, just
actual
from what
in
we're
actual
seeing right here. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But in
Okay.
actual databases, there are numerous names that are common, and you will be confused if you just base your identification through the names. So most often they have this. So just go back to the idea of like school databases. There could be like 20 John Smiths in there. So if you just base your identification on the name, it would really confuse you, and even the database. So database would not use the names as keys because unless you make every record unique. So if that's the case, then you don't need the ID. But it's not happening in actuality because in real life there are so many things that have the same names. Okay. Grace and the group. This particular example that we have is a bit idealistic because as you can see, all the names are like different from each other, and you're right in that when we look at the names, that it somehow distinguishes. um, itself from the others. But again, it's not the usual thing that you would observe in actual. Okay. So, hmm. How about the foreign key? Is the idea of foreign key
Yeah,
clear?
using a product key of a different table or a different data set as the product key is
Yep.
a foreign key. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Perfect. Perfect. So think of it like a lower level in terms of hierarchy of another table, and in order to find out, okay, which among these records are associated to the levels that I have on the higher level, I'll be looking into this foreign key. That way I can associate, okay, this particular list is belonging um to this group from the higher level. Okay? So think of it that way. And again, this thing, let me say, it's also idealistic, but again, we're just looking at like three observations. In most cases, you have thousands and hundreds of thousands and even hundreds of millions of observations. So it's very hard to distinguish if there are common names in your records. Okay, and yep. So those are the discussion about the primary keys and the foreign keys. And here is again the cardinality. Um, so basically, the idea is very simple, fairly simple for each of the different cardinalities. You just have to ask yourself how many instances of this table can be found on the other table. So in that way, again, you can easily identify it. And just a quick recap: there are entities, which are basically tables. There are attributes; those are characteristics associated to that thing in your table. So entity could be an abstract thing, it could be a person, it could be um, an animal, it could be a place. So entity can be any concept. So anything that is worth recording. Okay, and the attributes again, those things that we we record that are associated to that thing that we have in our entity in or entity table. And we have the relationships, the connection. So Jeff, um, would there be an instance in which a table is not related to the other table? Yes. In those cases, um, that would be a different flavor of SQL. We call that NoSQL. So you be the one to look for ways in which you can associate one table with the other. So in most cases, if they are not really related, then they would be processed um, processed one by one. So it's quite difficult to well, not really difficult, but it requires more time if you want to process like multiple tables that are not really related in any way. Like totally, we cannot associate them together. So um, yeah, let me think of an example. Usually, those tables. Um, you'd be the one to do the assumptions in how, for example, the records in one table could have an effect on the records on another table. But yeah, it's a complex thing that you need really um, expert or expertise um, in that field to do those assumptions. And we have, of course, here the cardinality. So this is like um, how do I say this? It's not the order, but um, the level, I should say, the level of relationship. So it could be just one record is associated to one record in another table, and it has this one-to-one cardinality. So basically, it's again the number of instances in the relationship. we have the keys that we just talked about. So those are the like fundamental things that you need to know about ERDs, because I feel that it's not complete, it's not right that we just jump to writing codes in SQL without even understanding the basic and fundamental concepts with relational databases. So whenever you have this questions, well, yeah, I think we have covered most of the questions that will be asked during technical interviews about databases. So yeah, it's a good start. So we talked about this best practices, keeping it simple, meaningful names, maintain consistency. Those are just straightforward things. And we had this exercise. Now it's time for us, I think, to go to SQL codes itself. So I want you to set up your mode, guys. So in setting up your mode, you have to go to this website, mode.com. Let me see if I can, um, I think I can copy this thing and paste it in the chat box. So mode will be our main platform in learning SQL queries. So the reason for that is it contains tons of data sets that we can practice with, but we'll be creating also our own database, okay, through Microsoft SQL Management Studio. So I'll be guiding you in how to install that, okay? But for now, please create an account here. So once you click that link that I just sent in the chat, this would appear, okay? So this would appear, this screen that you're seeing right now, and click try for free, okay? Once you click that, it would ask for email and cloud platform. Just say none, and then it would send you an email notification, and you just have to click the link or uh, I forgot if it's like um yeah, just click on the thing that the email that mode will be sending you. So since I've done that process, I'll be just signing in, and this would show up. No, no, no. Once you were able to successfully um, create your account, you will have this thing. So currently, I have so many things right here because I've done I've used this platform several times in the past since November of 2023. So yeah, please let me know if you were able to successfully create an account. Maybe I should create a new one here, like a new report. Hmm.
Jeff?
Yep, Grace.
Um, so you sent this one at our last discussion and I started it.
Oh,
So I made an
perfect.
account,
Hmm.
but now I'm logging in and I was able to log in okay. But it
Okay.
still says choose the plan that fits your needs.
No, no, no. Share your screen, please, Grace. You don't have to put anything. Guys, whenever it asks for like your credit card or debit card, don't put anything. Please let me know because there's another way to do it without
See how it recognizes
giving
my
the
name?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, can you scroll down, please, Grace?
Mm.
Have you clicked on the free version?
If I do that, it like
Hmm.
logs me out.
Really?
Like see the sign in
Okay.
and then it still choose the plan. I'm like, I don't want a plan.
Can you click on the sign up for free? That first column that you have, like the studio one.
The studio.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, the one with the rocket. Yeah, you have to send like put your email in there and then none. Okay, then you don't need to put those things.
It wouldn't let me once I hit done.
Oh, okay, okay.
So none here.
Oh, it's required. Okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
was just able to bypass that, Grace. I went to like where you go to sign in, and then on the sign in screen, there's a sign up button, and then it takes you to like the other sign up screen that it's not this one. I don't know how to describe it. So if you
Oh,
like
okay.
close out of that and go to sign in, and then in the corner click sign up. Oh, because you're already logged in, you probably have to use a different email.
I
I'm
know.
not
I think
sure.
it's a different email
Yeah.
based on
Yeah.
that last screen.
Do you
Because
have
mine
any?
took me straight to like a different sign up page.
Mhm. I think yeah, you can try other account. I think the platform felt that Grace it's rich. it, it it went to this like paid option. So let's try a workaround.
Email.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Yeah, can you check your
doing.
email? It should send you this
Yeah.
notification, and then
Second.
there should be a link like when you click on it, it would redirect you to a different page. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this web page either. Um, After your trial concludes, your workplace will be downgrade to mode free. Can you click on that, Grace? Is that clickable? I think so. That blue mode free that you have in your screen. I think Grace is on a different window.
Sorry, I had to get my phone for the
Yeah,
email,
yeah.
for the
Uh,
secondary email.
yeah, Grace, can you click on that blue thing, that mode free?
Mode free.
Yeah, yeah. I think that should work.
I'm
Try for
going
free.
between the two.
Have you tried clicking that try for free? No, no, no. The one
Yeah.
in, yeah, the one on screen. It asks again for non. Okay. It asks
I don't want to
again.
put this in again.
No,
It's
no, no,
like,
no. Yeah, it's just the same thing. So, okay. You know, let me think.
I would say try to clear your cache and then do it the other way again, like going to the sign in screen and maybe it won't automatically log you in.
yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
Can somebody remind me how to clear my cache?
Right
Wait,
there, go to
Did I do it?
The
Okay.
things. Is
it
This
this?
is
should
not
be in
something I
the
do right here. Something like
browsing.
that.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Yeah, and I would close out those tabs too.
Oh, this is just Teams. All right. Mode.com. Okay, try for free, right?
Try to click the
Yeah.
sign in button instead.
Sign in. That's right, because that's
And
how
then,
I
oh
got
yeah,
to
now
the
go over there in the corner where it
This
says
is-
sign up.
sign up. Thank you.
There you go. When you put your email in there, it'll send the email directly, the link to your email. So I guess try using your new one. I don't know if you already have received an email from this one.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I think this is This is correct now.
Sign up, then.
So wait, but what I did though, instead of clicking it from your email, if you can access it from your computer tab, I opened this tab that I'm on now from the link in my email.
Okay, you share yours. Let me see.
Okay, let's see. I don't know how to do that now.
You can do it, Anissa. Thank you very
Let's
much for
see.
your guiding us.
Where's the screen? Okay, here, screen share. Okay, so initially I had that tab that you were on, Grace. It was open like this, and then I went to my email. When I
Okay.
opened up my email, I clicked open into my email, and then I took the tab from here, and that's what got me here.
Yeah, once
When
you're
you
there,
click
you
the
just have
link,
to click.
when you click the link in your email, it opens like this.
Yep, it opened straight. It opened me up here, but
Mine
that's why I did
doesn't
it
do that.
from.
It makes me create my account.
Huh. Yeah, I literally went from the verify page was in a tab, and then I went to my email. I went here. See, I have this.
Yeah, I have that same email. Please click the link below to verify your email, and then
Yep,
it takes
and then
me to set up your account.
I don't know. Oh, I did set it up though. So I set it up. I set my name and stuff here.
Okay. Let me try.
I just realized you guys can see my mouse and everything.
It's cute. It's cute. Hello Kitty, right? It's Hello Kitty, right, Anissa?
It is.
Yeah, I just remember this famous South Korean actor. Is like a big man, but he has this Hello Kitty cell phone case. Forgot that. He's a famous actor. He's really huge.
How's it not? It's hard to not like Hello Kitty. It really, my phone case
Yeah.
is Hello Kitty as well. I don't know, Grace. I don't, because that's literally, see, when I clicked it, you saw what it took me to.
John put something in the chat box that could help you guys. By the way, Nia and Hasiba, were you able to set it up?
I did.
Yes.
I had the
Oh,
same.
okay.
I had the same problem, but I went back and signed
Okay.
in again, and could. I could.
Yeah. Grace, can you share again your screen while you're looking for the fix? I'm trying to remember the steps that I did in the past. Well, it's way back last year, but yeah, it's better that we can see our screen so that once the idea pops up, then maybe I can see something that would help me remember the steps that I did. Hmm. So once you open the email and click on the link, where did it uh where did
It
it
says
go?
set up account.
Hmm.
Username. What is wrong with my username? My gosh.
Let me think. Can you share that thing again? That window, Grace? Like setting up your account.
Well, my iCloud, I can only access it through my phone.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Let me think. Maybe there's another way. I think there's a way to share my. Hmm. Although it's a good thing that you have your own. Let me think. Let me think. I think there's a way for me to share this, and then we can just. Oh no, it doesn't have that. Okay, so here's the thing. Grace, I'll let John help you with setting this up. For now, is it possible for you to the discussion is just introductory, so it won't be very difficult. Um, maybe we can use the time during lab to set it up. Would it be fine to you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. Yeah, perfect. John, are you there? John? Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you help Grace later in setting up her mode account?
I will try to set up it, sir.
Okay,
But
okay.
I also sent a file on the Discord and also the on the chat box,
Okay, okay.
which
Yeah,
is a
perfect.
compilation of the step-by-step process of setting up the account.
Okay, okay. Yeah, let me share my screen and maybe I could also create my new account here so that I can show it to you step by step. Um, wait, mail.com. Try for free. Let me put a different one here. Like Jeff, Cospar, and then look at my actual phone. Teacher.
See, when I set up my account, the
Mhm.
web address is saying app.mode.com. I wonder if that makes a difference.
Appmode.com. Can't remember it to be honest with you, Grace. Let's see.
That's what
I'm
my web address is.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm setting up my new account and let's see. Oh, it's throwing me an error, I think. It doesn't show me everything. Why? Sorry, that email is not available. Let's try another one. Oops. Yeah, let's see. Let's see this one.
Okay. I have a Discover page. Is that it?
Yeah.
Mode
Can you share it?
Studio.
Can you share it, Grace? Yeah, this one. You're on the right track. You go to my work, that tab
My
below
work.
personal. Yeah, yeah.
Say it again.
My work, that one below personal
Oh, right
under
here.
the home tab. Yeah. Then use a data set.
Use a data set.
Click on that plus thing. The first one. Ooh, okay, okay. Yeah. Click cancel. I don't think that's the correct one. I think. Let's see. Yeah. Can you click on back? Grace. We're already in the editor. Yeah, click on it. It go back to that my account thing, like the home page. Go to personal and let's see if there's something in there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the correct one. Let me see. Huh. Let me see. Okay. No, sorry. Go back to my work and click the second one, the right sequel. Yeah, it should open the editor. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So this is the correct one, Grace. So I'll be navigating. I'll be helping you navigate through all of this during the first discussion. Um, how about me and Hasiba? Do you have are you on the same thing on the editor? Okay. Nia.
Yeah, I'm about to click on it. I'm just working through the other steps.
Okay. Yeah. Would you mind sharing your screen so that we can do it together? Nia.
Okay, 1 second. I'm already there. Just
Okay.
a
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
I am not there. I'm so sorry.
Uh, you open your account, Anissa, and then go to your uh yeah, it's normal during the first like the first time you like use a new software. It's quite common. Go to your My Work and then click the second one. Write SQL.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep. You're welcome. We need more patience during the like the first time we're using any software. But yeah, it will come naturally after we've used it for some time. And I think they did some updates. Some things are quite different now. I think they did some updates with it. Yep. So I think we can start, Nia. Should we start discussing SQL query? I don't want to leave anyone behind. If we can like make sure that everyone's on the same page, I think that would be the best. Okay, okay. Yep. So basically, this would be the platform, guys. So we'll be utilizing this things that that you are seeing at the right uh portion of your screen. So these are practice data sets. Okay. So the process would be I'll be having this PowerPoint presentations, this deck, in which I'll be explaining things like the concept, how things work, and then we'll be utilizing this in seeing it in actual, okay, seeing how it can be applied to actual data sets. Okay, do you follow?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that response.
I think you
Let-
need the yup from the other ones.
Sorry, Grace.
See, I think you need yeses from the other ones,
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
students.
yeah. For the others, is it all good? Can we proceed? Again, guys, don't be
Yes.
shy. Don't be um yeah, if you're encountering any troubles like setting up, just let me know. Just let the team know. I want the group to be solid. Okay, we're all in this together. Okay. Um, so we have finished setting up the mode. So today's plan, we have already done the recap. So we'll be starting writing our first codes in SQL. We start to do that hello world. Okay. So introduction to SQL queries. So these are like the fundamental SQL queries that you need to know. Okay. So that's the select clause, the from clause, the where, the group by, the having, the order by. Okay. This this codes, you know it, you need to know it by heart. Okay. The other codes you can forget them and just like Google them if, for example, you forgot how to execute them. But this is a requirement. These things, okay, are required for you. You cannot forget it. Okay. Select. Let's talk about select first. Select is to identify the columns that you want to appear in your query. Okay. So there's a way for us to get every column in our table. That is through the asterisk. We'll be talking about it in the upcoming slides. The from identifies the table where you would be selecting or pulling out these columns. Okay, so that's why you have here from table underscore name. The where condition is a filter clause. So suppose that okay, you want a specific subset of your table given this conditions, like you be only getting those starting with the like letter S, or it could be that you'd only you'd only want to see those records from your data set having the age greater than 18. Something like some filters that you typically do in in pulling out a certain part of your data set. So it's similar to the find find function. It's not totally similar, but it's quite related to that. The find function in Excel. So it's a way for you to look for a certain part of your table. And we have the group by. So suppose that you want your results to be grouped by a certain category, like in terms of gender. So you can do that using this group by clause. And then the having, okay? So the having is similar to the where clause. We'll be discussing in details the difference between them. But this having, okay, this having clause is used to filter, okay, after you have grouped your results. So there's a specific reason why you would be using the having instead of the where. It's about the order of execution. We'll be tackling that in great detail in the upcoming sessions. But again, I just want to highlight that the where and the having clause basically are the same. They are used as filters. And then you have the order by. So suppose that you want your order by or your output to be presented alphabetically, or you want it from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. So you can do that through the order by clause. So there's a statement here that I've included. Always end your SQL query with a semicolon. The reality is, even with SQL Management Studio, you don't need a SQL, you don't need a semicolon to end your SQL query. So why is it a good practice? Remember that we have stated that SQL is adaptable to other programming language. So for example, you are writing a programming language that requires you to add a semicolon. This is always a good practice. Okay, even though it's not a requirement currently with the platform that we're using, it's always a good practice to end it with a semicolon. First for readability, so that other people would know that it's already the end of your query. And then again, when working with other programming language, it is a requirement. So, any questions, guys? Was it clear? Any questions? Just a thumbs up would do. Okay, perfect. So again, um, uh, I always say that I don't promote memorization, but in order for you to remember this pretty easily, is I've added here something like some French waiters grow healthy oranges. Uh, doesn't totally make any sense. But it's just a mnemonic, if you're familiar with it. It's a way for you to easily, it's a strategy to remember things. So look into the first letters and um, like create a sentence out of it. But I guess the sentence that I created doesn't make any sense. So apologies for that. Okay. So we have the select and from. So let's talk about that deeply. Okay. These are two required ingredients in any SQL query. Again, they must be in order. The select comes first and then after that, the from. So the select selects the columns and the from identifies the table where the columns will be coming from. So let's see an example. So select star. Okay, I'm referring to asterisk when I say star. So the star means to display all columns. Remember that. This is very useful. This is a very useful um, practice. So if you're not totally familiar with the table that you're working on and you want to do a filter, the first thing that you have to do is to be familiar with the columns. Okay, and most of the time, these columns have weird names, so you should work together with a data engineer to be familiar with. Okay, what are this table names referring to? Okay, so again, the asterisk means to display all columns, and from this thing is a table. Okay, this thing is a table in which all of the columns will be pulled from. So let's do that in mode. So let's go back to mode. Okay, so we do select and then star. Notice that mode automatically identifies that this is a SQL query. It changes colors because you can also run Python syntax in mode. And I think even R, you can also write R with in here.
Jeff, when we write these commands, are we doing any spaces or it's always just going to be through no spaces?
Yeah, it's not a requirement that you have a space, but to make things really um like uh readable, it's better that you have the space. Okay, so select star from tutorial.gs slides. Okay, so one thing about mode is well, it's case sensitive for like the actual table names. So it would recognize that, for example, I make this uh like capital, it it would change it because um it won't be able to recognize if you have this like different lowercase and uppercase letters. So make sure that you are um careful in writing your SQL queries. So the basic rule is for the SQL query clauses, they should be all capitalized. Okay, so that, well, sometimes you would see this thing like select star from. So you might be thinking, okay, Jeff told us that it's case sensitive, but it's still working. Yes, for the SQL query, this how should I say this, fundamental queries, it would still work. But if like you're referring to the names of the tables and the columns, they should be the actual names. So that's the time that the case sensitivity applies. So again, it's a good practice that this syntax should be capitalized. I wonder if I said that correctly or clearly. Does it make sense, guys? Wonder if the words that I chose are actually accurate, or do I
Yes.
need to say it again? Okay, let me
It makes
rephrase.
sense, but it totally makes sense. But I think for this first one on mode, like what we had suggested last time is we'll just watch you and then we'll
Do practice
do
it.
yes after this one.
I've
'Cause I was like,
prepared.
am I supposed to type from tutorial? Because once I start typing, I can't watch what you're doing. So
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. I'll be giving you some time. It's always good that you do it together with me because uh, oftentimes when we're writing our first codes, there would be tons of errors, and I don't want you to be discouraged with that. Okay. Apologies if you're hearing the baby crying. Unfortunately, he also got the cough, so he needs to do to nebulize. If you're familiar with it, the yeah, of course you know that nebulizer, right? So apologies for the noise if you're hearing it. So going back here, so I suggest you that you write it together with me. I'll be giving you some time, okay, to catch up, so that if we encounter errors, I can explain to you the reason for it. Okay. So, hmm, I think Nia got dropped. John, can you follow up Nia? I think she got dropped. Yeah. Anyway, let's wait for um John to reach out to Nia. But let's go back here. So basically, what we're trying to do here. Let me zoom it a bit so that you can see it clearly. So we're selecting all of the columns from this table. And how do we run it? We can highlight everything and then run selected. Or alternatively, this would also you can do the same by highlighting and then doing control, then hit enter. Control, then enter. So it would accomplish the same thing. And now, see, we are encountering some troubles. Sorry, we can display or chart your data for the following reasons. Your query results 19 MB uh, or 9 MB over your workspace limit of 10 MB. So since we're just using the free version, there's a limit in how many rows it would show. So basically, it's just 10 MB. So in order for us to remedy that problem, we can limit the number of rows. So this limit 100 here, once you check that, it would limit the rows by up to just 100 rows. So once we run it again, control enter after highlighting, it would now give you the result. Okay. So here you have the flight date, which identifies the um, the date and time of the flight. So this is, I think, a table for the U.S. flights, unique carriers from the different airlines and different locations in the U.S. Different airports. So you have here AA, which I think stands for American Airlines, flight number. You have the origin, JFK, destination is Los Angeles, LAX. Arrival delays is this. So if it's negative, it means that it's not delayed. So if it's a positive number, then it means that the the flight is delayed. So negative means it's earlier than its expected arrival. We also have here the canceled, which is a binary variable. So 0 means it's not canceled, and 1 means yes, it's canceled. Then you have the distance. Okay. So for the same origin and destination, we expect that it would be the same distance. These are all on miles, and this is on minutes. And we have the carrier delay here, which is also in minutes. So so sorry for that. Um, so for the carrier delay, if you're not seeing any record aside from 0, it means that it's a missing value. We don't have any idea on the actual value, but it's definitely not 0. And as you can see,
Hey,
there are zeros
Jeff,
here. Yep, Anissa.
quick question.
Sure.
Just like I guess generally, how do you assume which units of measurements are for each, like,
Actually, it's in here. There's actually
okay.
an information here. Um, let's see, where was it? But it's given. I forgot where is it located, but
Okay. So I don't
yeah.
have to make an assumption.
No, there's no assumption that needs to be done. In fact, if you do assumptions, you are prone to committing so much error. So
Mistakes.
usually,
Exactly.
in your ERDs, there are descriptions for the measurements. So that's a great question, by the way, Anissa. So I'm not assuming anything here. These are all based on the record. I wonder where was it. I think previously I researched like the measurements for each. That's why I was able to identify that these are on minutes and so on. So
Okay, thank you.
yep, you're welcome. So some other information about the flights. So yep, so we were able to pull all those columns that are available in the table. So this is our first SQL query, first ever SQL query. So um again, with the star, everything, every column would be included in your query, as you can see right here. Now, how should you supposed to get like a specific column? Okay, so that's the next discussion. So I think you know the idea. You just have to change this to the particular column names, as simple as that. But I just want to highlight something here, like Jeff, what if I only want 10 rows? I'm just verifying if I have the correct data set, and I don't want everything to be loaded, or um, my computer is a bit slow, and even my internet, and I want a much smaller number of rows as compared to like 100. So in fact, we can mimic what the platform is doing by just adding this limit 10 in our query. When we do that, it would actually reduce it to just 10 rows. So it would save us um, so many memory, right? So many allocation of or capacity. So usually when I just check the if I have the correct data set, I just limit it to just 5. Okay, just 5 would do, just to see if I have, like, I want to know the actual names of the columns. I just do it like that. Again, I don't need to see all of the rows, because there's no reason for me to look at them. I just need this column names. Okay, and again, if you go to the fields, you would see this. But Jeff, isn't it that it only exists in this platform? The answer is yes. So this fields and source, it is only unique for mode. But for
Jeff, I
example,
had
do
a
you,
question.
yep, sure.
So I already got an error message. Looks like something went wrong with your query, saying there's a syntax error at or near limit position 1. Is it the space? Space 10, semicolon. Highlight already or run?
So sorry, I was speaking on mute. Grace, do you have it like this?
No, I have space 10,
Oh,
semicolon.
space time. Maybe you can. It's better if you can share screen. I think it's also good that the others could see the error, so that they can, when they encounter that in the future, they know how to fix it. Okay, so let's see here. Org.postgres SQL. Okay, error syntax error at near or limit. Okay, so here's the thing. When we start with the first line, we selected the entire columns, right? All of the columns in our table. Um, One thing is, SQL reads your syntax, your codes from left to right. Okay, imagine that. Always remember that, from left to right, from upper line to lower line. So it goes to line number 2. It identifies the table, and then you have a semicolon in there. So in what's happening under the hood is, SQL is thinking that it should be the end of the line. However, it encounters another line, so it is thinking that it is supposed to be a different SQL query,
Four.
right? Since
Yes,
you have
yes.
the semicolon in line number 2, it is thinking that it should be a new query at line 3. So it encounters a
Line
limit
3.
10, which is
Okay.
like a um, not the starting point for a SQL query. That's why it's telling you that it is. Um, yeah, there we go. It's telling you that something is wrong. Okay, earlier. So now you have it. Again, I
Beautiful. Thank
suggest
you.
you have the select in uppercase, Grace. It's a good practice, because most of the time we'll be working as a team, and it's a good practice that you have your codes written neatly, like in a uniform, all caps for um the clauses. So let's see. I think I need some break. Uh, let's do a quick break, maybe like a 10-minute break, guys. Would it be fine? Let's do a quick break. My voice is um failing me again. Hasiba?
Sorry,
Okay.
I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, okay, no worries. John,
Alright.
please try reaching out to Nia. I don't want her to miss the session today. I think the first few sessions in every programming course is very important. So yeah, let's be back after 10 minutes. Okay, almost time's up. We should continue. Uh, yeah, in about 1 minute. Okay. Are you there, guys? Okay, I see Anissa. Asiba, your virtual hand is still
I'm
raised.
here. I don't know.
Okay.
Somehow it's
Hey,
not going away.
yeah, you can just click on it again. It would go away. Yeah. Okay, I see Gray. So okay, I think we can proceed. I'm sharing my screen again. So yep, we were talking about earlier. We were talking about this earlier. This select star, which basically gives us all the columns that we need. And as you can see in here, you can limit the number of rows to save up some memory, especially if you just want to verify the actual column names of your table. So let's go back to the deck. So as you can see in here, this is just basically the one that we did. And suppose that we want only specific columns. We don't want everything, right? We're only after this origin, destination, and distance. So this DST is destination. Okay, it's a short, a shortened version of that thing with a column name. So let's do it. Okay, let's go back to mode. I want you to save your thing. I think it saves automatically. Yeah. You can do Control S in order to save it, just like the same process for other software or other platform. So we do select. Okay, so let's provide comments. So in SQL, if you want to provide a comment, then just do a double dash. Okay, so the system would automatically know that you're writing a comment. Comments in every programming language is a way for you to put notes in your codes. So there are multiple reasons why you may need to do that as a reminder to yourself or as a guide to others. So those are the two main things why you would put a comment in your codes. So for us, let's do a comment here and also at the top. Um, so getting all columns. And here, getting specific columns. So we want those columns. Let me go back to the presentation. Where was it? Yeah, origin, destination, and distance. So select origin, destination, or DST, and distance. So as you might be thinking, should it be like similar to how I wrote it for the deck? No, you can write it this way. In fact, you can run all of this query in just one line, but it's not a good practice. Okay. For selecting the columns, yes, it's better that you put everything in just one line, all the columns that you want to get. So then we identify the table. So it would be the same table tutorial.us underscore flights. So basically that's it. And we want to limit again our output, maybe limit to 50. Okay, and then end it with a semicolon. So now we should be expecting to see only 3 columns, right, from the SQL query. So the origin would be shown first, followed by destination and then distance. If you change the order, the order output would also change. So let's see that. So once you highlight that and run, you would see that origin, destination, and distance. Now, let's. Yep, Grace.
Am I able to scroll? Yeah, see your comments lines real quick.
Sure.
Getting specific columns.
Yeah.
Okay,
Specific columns.
I have the
So
semicolon, so why isn't it?
you're encountering errors, Grace?
My distance, it keeps saying like distance what? I don't know.
No, you
Okay, okay,
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, that's one thing. Most of the time, well, it's just only with mode. It would recommend you so many different columns. So make sure that you don't hit the tab or the space recklessly. This it would autofill. It would autofill the um that thing that you're typing. So in order to avoid that, just take it slowly. Make sure that you've written things accurately. So let's see. Change the order of the columns. Let's see that. Okay. So I'll just copy this and then paste it in here. For now, I'll be putting the origin at the as the last one and the destination to be the first column. So changing the order in which you put the specific columns would also change the output. Okay.
Was that just copy and paste?
Yeah, I just copied the one that we had earlier, pasted it here, and then change the order. I put the origin at the last, and then the destination the first. So as you can see, my results now also match this order that I have. Okay, so it's a way to change the order. It's not a big thing, but it's pretty useful sometimes if you want to um like arrange it in a specific order. Okay, can I get a thumbs up from the group? Again, don't hesitate to ask if to ask for help if you're encountering any error. Okay, I'll be I'll I'll be very much happy to help you. Okay, just interrupt me. Okay, so let's go back to the
So sorry, now we should select all of them or just the second selection that we made?
um yeah, you need to highlight everything if you're planning to run them. Um, was that the question, Asiba? Sorry, I think I wasn't
Yes,
able to.
I need to select all three parts or just the parts that I'm I'm working on it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The only the last one that you intend to see. So
okay.
for me, only this part. Yeah. In fact, I don't need to highlight them because um since I have sorry since I have the one right here, mode automatically knows that this is actually um the thing that I want to run. But it's always a good practice that you highlight only the things that you want to run, especially when you're using Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio later. We'll explore that. We'll create a database, our own database, create our own table, and maybe um, use Microsoft Excel, create a table, and then query to it. Okay, but we'll explore those different things that would most likely uh, you most likely need that um, as a data analyst, as an early in your career, I should say. Okay, so yeah, let's proceed. So here's a practice. I want you to do this. Okay, select all the columns from the tutorial. Well, actually, we've done this number one. So you would be needing to do number two. Okay, and I'll be calling someone to show their work and explain it. So select unique carrier, origin, destination, flight date from the table. Currently, as you might probably observe, I'm adding the actual names, but in reality, your boss would be telling you, "Okay, I want to see the different carriers that we have. I want to see the different destinations and origins." It won't. Well, people will not give you the actual column names. You'll be the one to identify it. Slowly, we'll be building to that. Okay. I don't want to shock you, but yeah, as you might probably observe, these are the actual column names. So you have 2 minutes to do it. Number two. Yeah. I need my strap cells again. My throat is not very well. Yeah. Okay, time's up. I'll be calling someone to uh share their work. Anissa, do you mind?
I don't even know what to do. I kind of missed the last segment. My computer was, I don't know what
Okay,
was
no
happening.
problem. We'll be guiding you. So can you share your screen and let's do it together? Anissa?
Yes, I'm sharing it. 1 second.
Okay, okay. I'll stop sharing and you can take it away. Again, our goal is to select these columns: unique carrier, origin, destination, and flight date from the same table, the one that we used earlier, the US flights.
Yeah, my call kind of went in and out
Hmm,
during, so I don't really.
no problem. You just maximize that. Yeah. So how would you do this?
Well, I tried to type in select.
Okay, perfect. Select which columns? Unique carrier? Okay. So your strategy is to look for the actual column names first, right?
That's where I began. Yes,
Okay, okay. That's fair.
but I don't know. I literally missed after this whole part right here. I don't know anything.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
That's what I'm trying to say.
um,
My call was.
okay, okay. No worries. First is in your from clause, you need to you need to put that tutorial.us flights. Again, that's the table, okay? Okay. Oh, you have the W. Okay. Now, in your line 5, instead of star, you have to put the actual column names. There's the star, it's used to get all the columns, but we want only specific columns. Unique carrier, unique carrier. Okay, that one at the bottom.
Holy shit.
No, no, no.
Sorry.
Should be carrier, yeah. And then comma, space origin. Yeah, origin. Okay. Comma, destination. Oops. As you can see, it doesn't show anything because yep, yep. The destination is just DST. Perfect. And then lastly, we have flight date. So flight underscore date. So how would you end this, Anissa? With a semicolon. Now try running everything. And that is the answer to
Okay.
that.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Perfect. Okay. Mm, let let's make things interesting. Again, just like what I told you earlier, I think not earlier, but some other meetings. Um, SQL has been made similar to the process in which how we say the English language. Now, let me ask you this, and this is not only for Anissa but for the group. Suppose, again, I'm your manager, okay? I want you to show to me that thing, but in order of alphabetical origin, starting with A. I want you to show that output to me, that query, but I want it to be alphabetically ordered by origin. How would you do that? Any ideas? And the others can also. Okay, Grace says group by. Okay, the thing with group by is, for example, we wanted to group it by like a certain carrier. So get everything like, for example, everything that is American Airlines. That's what group by is. Okay, so it's like creating a summary table. That's what a group by would accomplish. How about order by? Like I said earlier, I want it to be ordered by alphabetical origin, starting from A. What if we try order by? Anissa, can you remove the semicolon on line 6 because we will be extending our query? So what if we do order by origin and then hit it by with a semicolon? Yep. Let's see. Try running it again. Boom. Now we have it. We have the output with alphabetical origin or alphabetically by origin. Okay. Any
Mm.
questions, guys? So, yep, the order by is just an extra. Okay. The thing is, we're only discussing it currently about like pulling the specific columns. The order by is just a peek to the future. We'll be discussing it in more detail as we proceed along. Okay. So thank you very much, Anissa. Thank you very much. I'll be
Thank
sharing my
you.
screen again, and yep, let's continue. How do you find it running your first few lines of codes? If this is your first, I mean, if you run your if you were doing codes before you take this class, this is just peanuts to you. Okay, but how do you find it, guys? Assuming that yeah, this is totally new to you.
I like it. I just have to grasp again, like how
Mhm.
you were saying, how you asked, oh, how would I order it by this? Being able to decipher what is being asked for, then
Yeah.
providing the code according to.
Yes. And that's important, Anissa. You should be able to translate. Okay, the question to codes. It is very easy. Especially with the tools that I'll be showing to you, like AI, ChatGPT, BlockBox AI, those kinds of things. Things will be very easy. Yep, Grace.
All we did was do order by, and it did alphabetical. So is that the default by the with the order by, or what if it was like, dates? And so,
That's a very great question, Grace. And I was actually waiting for someone to ask that. Um, Earlier you've seen with Anissa's screen that we only used order by then column name. To answer your question, yes, That's the default, and that default is ascending. So it's similar to putting ASC. Okay, let me show my screen. Yeah, I think I'm sharing it now. So suppose that, yeah, this thing. So I'll be adding a comment here, order by. Okay. So the default thing is this. I order it by destination or by origin to be similar to what we had earlier. So if I do this, it would be arranged by default from A to Z or from lowest to highest. So this is just similar to saying that, okay, order it by ASC. Okay. Just the same thing as the default. Now you might be thinking, okay, Jeff, how can I do it the other way around? And yes, that's the answer. You might be thinking about it. The inverse of this is actually descending or DSC. So when you do that, it would start from Z, letter Z to A. So as you can see, we have the yum. What is yum? Uh, yeah, I don't know what is yum. You have any idea of yum origin? Let's see.
No idea.
Yum origin, US.
Yuma.
What was it again?
I'm getting Yuma Airport.
Humor
Yuma?
International. Hmm.
Is it in the US? Probably
Yeah,
not, right? Oh,
it is.
really?
It's on the border between Arizona and California.
I see, I see. Okay. So yeah, I just want to highlight here, okay, that when you do descending, it would be uh descending order or from Z to A, from highest to lowest. We can actually do that. Can apply um descending distance and origin. As you can see, we have that. Um, oh, it only picked up the distance. Yeah, I think it will just choose one that. Let's see. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Let me just show to you. If I remove this, it would be from ascending order, which is, yeah, 31 miles, I think.
Jeff,
Yep.
how do we like you're on line 21? How do
Hmm.
we clear all the previous rows or kind of start over, or do we need to or not need to? I don't know.
Clear the rows, like the outputs.
No, clear like all the commands. Like you're like, no, this is messing me up. There's something wrong. You're getting an
Hmm.
error message, so you want to just kind of start over with all the lines that you've typed up. How
Uh,
do you clear all of them? Just
yeah, just
highlight,
highlight them
delete?
and then, yeah, backspace.
Well, they should
Do
do a
the job.
button.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, basically that's just one. Those are just the things that I want to point out with the order by. Yeah, and
What
based
about
on. Hmm.
what about the pages on there? Is that because there's still a limit? Is there a
Yeah.
limit?
It means
Showing
that there
rows
are
1 to 100.
2,000 rows. I not 2,000, but 2,000 times 100 rows.
200,
But yeah,
1,000
yeah,
rows. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So there are 201,000 rows, basically here. 2,000 times 100 for each of these pages that you see right here. Okay, all good, all clear. I'm just thinking if I want to introduce. I'm tempted to group it by, but no, I want to be structured. So let's go back to the deck and avoid jumping to different queries. Okay, now we proceed to the where clause. So we haven't applied any filters yet, right? We just pull the columns. We started with getting all the columns and then getting specific columns. Now we'll be applying filters. And when we do filters, we have conditions, right? So for the very basic conditions, we will be using this equal sign. Okay? Very specific. We want only the origin equal to JFK. And notice that we will be using this single quotation marks. So let's do that. So apply filter. Okay. So select everything from the same table. Okay. And then I want everything in the origin that is equal to JFK. And that's all. Okay. Let's see. So JFK, so whenever you try to filter something using the equal sign, it should be the actual observation, the actual input uh, in your data, in your table. If you, for example, committed a mistake, like putting like a lowercase in there, lowercase j, it won't find anything. Do you follow? So it's case sensitive. So it should be exactly how you would see it in your records. So be careful with that. As you can see, we have everything coming from JFK. Okay, we have different destinations. We have SFO, LAX. Um, these are all. I don't know. These are all SFO, I think. Then we have MCO, BOS, and so on. But all of those are from the origin JFK. Okay, guys, do you follow? This is just a basic filter. We'll be building. We will make things. Um,
Can you clarify to me again the purpose of the asterisk versus not?
okay, yeah, sure. So if you use like the actual column names, those are the only ones that would appear in your output in your query. But if you
Okay.
use the column, all of the columns in your table would appear. So
Okay. Got you.
let
I was just wanting
yeah
to make
let's
sure.
yep. So if we try to say only show to me the unique carrier, but I don't want to see this origin because I already know that they are all JFK. So you can
Okay.
also do that. It will only show the unique carrier without the origin, but it's already filtered,
Mm,
right? Okay. So you
okay.
might be thinking, okay, Jeff,
Yep.
there are replicates. How would you remedy that? There's a way. I just don't want to introduce it to you now because I want to be structured. But there's a way. We will be discussing that. There's a way to get the unique, okay, the unique inputs. Okay. So you don't have to look over this and see the same exact thing. There's a way for us to actually see only the unique ones. Okay.
I have a question.
Yep, Grace.
The select from where it has an order, because of the mnemonic. What if you write lines of codes that are not in order? Select where from. Does it still work?
No, it won't work. The select and from they are pretty much, how do I say this? Um they should be in order always. The select
But
and
those
from.
two lines only, and then the other lines are interchangeable, or
Yeah,
it will always only work in that order?
no, there are other queries that you can interchange. Like when we discuss subqueries, you can actually like wrap another query inside a query. So in a way, there would be a way for you to actually interchange the order. But to answer your question straightly, um, yeah, there is a possibility that you change the order, but not for this three queries that we have. This is the actual order that you can run this. Like you might be thinking this, right? Grace? No, this won't work because SQL would be reading this from left to right and line to line. Okay, so
Gotcha.
that's the reason why it won't work. But there's a caveat. There's a caveat. Okay, and I'm very happy with your questions actually, Grace. The caveat is under the hood, select is not being run first.
Oh.
There's a catch. Okay, there's a catch, and
Right, and
um,
it makes sense because I would think from is a larger query than select. So yeah.
very good observation. You're thinking like 3 steps ahead. Okay, and I like that. So that's actually a good observation by Grace. From is a larger thing. This is the entire table. In fact, under the hood again, from is being run first. From this table, select these columns. We will be discussing that because that's the reason for having the where and the having. Because of the order of execution. I have a separate lecture about it. Okay, but I'm very happy that through just observing things, you were able to somehow um, touch that aspect. Okay, I think this is the first time that someone actually pointed that out. Anyway, this early of the session. So yep, that is the where clause, and let's go back to the lecture. Okay, so these are the comparison operators. It's not only with the equal to, so there are other operators as well. So there is this not equal to. So there are two ways in which we can do it, through this or this. Now, if you would ask me which one is the better, I would say this one. This one. Why? Because other programming languages use the same thing, especially with Python, because Python would be part of our discussion. So I suggest to you that whenever you are trying to write not equal to, use this one. It's the most common way of writing not equal to. Okay, and then we have the good old greater than, less than. I hope you're not confused with this too. Always remember that the larger one is the one in which the mouth of the alligator is open. So think of it that way. Does it make sense? Or it only works for, like, I think that's the classical way of explaining this. Like the greater one is when the mouth of the alligator. Think of it this as a, like the mouth of the alligator. Okay, but of course you know that by now. And less than would be like when the mouth of the alligator is closed. So greater than or equal to. Always remember that the equal sign um is after the greater than or less than symbol. Do you follow, guys? All
Yes.
good? All clear? And you said you have questions?
No, I was saying
Diba?
I followed.
Okay, okay, perfect. So here, I want you to try this. Okay. Select everything from the same table where the distance is greater than 4,000. And let's see if you will encounter any troubles or you will get the desired output. I'll be giving you a minute to do that. You'll just have to copy this and run it in your mode. And we have tons of practice after this for your lab. However, I think John is, yeah, I think John is not present for the lab today, and I'm not sure if tomorrow, but there will be assigned tasks for you. Please let me know when you're done so that we can move ahead.
I'm done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Anise. Were you able to successfully run it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Hasiba, are you on the same page with us? Yeah, Hasiba. Yeah, I think Hasiba is away from her keyboard. Yeah, I forgot to say that yeah, the class is during dinner. So uh of course we have life outside. Sometimes you'll be preparing food for the kids. That's totally understandable. So it's perfectly fine. Okay, Hasiba's here. Okay, okay. So yeah.
So I was trying to add something else because I'm so extra. But then when I did ascending, it didn't work.
You ordered it by, or you put the
Ordered by, that's right,
yeah,
we already
yeah.
did that.
Okay, so
Um,
it's on a different
ascending,
class, Grace.
order by
Yeah.
distance, ascending.
So the
Okay.
order by works with the ASC and DSC works with the order by. So those are partners. You cannot partner it with where.
And where? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So where has this different sets of partner codes that only works with it and also with the order by. Okay, mine is failed, says by Hasiba. Hasiba, can you share your screen and let's see the error? Again, with these kinds of things, once you encounter an error, please let me know. I don't want you to get stuck with that error. Okay, so let's understand the error. Syntax error at or near tutorial. So it might be that hmm, you have you are missing a clause. So basically what you're saying in your line 25 is select everything tutorial.us files. So you're missing the line 22 at the top. Hasiba, the from clause, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So put it on the next line, line 26. Hit enter. No, no, no. Go back to that thing after the star before the T on tutorial, and then you hit enter in there. I think I confused you. You just copy 21 and 22 from the top. That's actually the correct one. Or just hit enter after the
Yeah.
star. Hit enter after the star.
Um, I don't know, something is wrong with my computer right now. Uh,
Yeah. So yeah, let me share my screen and okay, there we go.
okay.
Yeah,
So-
the error is from your line 25, Hasiba, because you don't have any from clause in it. So you
Okay.
you 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 actually you kind of mixed the select and the from clause. So what I want you to do is after the star, you hit enter. Yep.
Okay.
And then put the from in there. Yeah, perfect. And then it should work now. There we go. Okay, perfect. So all of this,
Thanks.
they have the distance 4,000. Sure, sure. You're welcome, Hasiba. Again, don't hesitate to call my attention if something like this turns out in the future.
Sure. Thank you.
Yep. So let's move forward. So again, these are things. Well, you can easily remember them, right? Equal to we're bombarded with these kinds of things during our um, basic education and secondary education days. So I think you can easily remember them. Okay, so that's the good thing about math. So even you came from like a like different countries, mathematics is just the same. So it's the language of the world. Okay. So, hmm. So some examples. So let's try doing this. Select all columns from the US flights table where the origin is not JFK. And the number two is select flight num, origin and distance from the US flights table where the distance is at most 3,000 miles. Remember, at most. So you think of it, okay, at most, it should be a maximum, right? It could be 3,000, but it cannot go over that. So what symbol should I use for it? So that's the challenge. So I'll be giving you, okay, it seems that we don't have any time. So I'll do a screenshot of this and then paste it in the chat box. You go over it on your lab, okay? And then uh, with John tomorrow, you can you can go over the answers and see if you got it correctly. And I think he assigned also some other things to do. So yep, I think that's all we have for today. Okay. So let's see.
Jeff, can you confirm that is John meeting with us for an hour right now or not?
No, no,
No
no.
more, just tomorrow.
I think it would be tomorrow. I think John mentioned that he'll be needing to attend something important. So for the remaining hour today, you can stay in the meeting. Unfortunately, I will not be able to accompany you because I have other meetings as a PM. So um, try to answer it by yourself. You can leave the meeting if you have to or if you want to. Um, if you encounter any trouble, save them and ask John tomorrow. Okay? That's how should we should proceed. Okay?
Sounds good.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect guys. So I hope you enjoyed
Thank
the
you, Jeff.
session. Yep, thank you very much. I appreciate that you joined the
Thank you.
session. Hope to see you again on Wednesday. Okay?
Yeah.
Bye bye
See you.
guys. Always a great
Bye.
session with you. Bye bye.
Bye all.
Okay, Pokemon. Jesus Christ.
I did not.
Lava.